Breaking news, Cowboys Nation. In a surprising but intriguing move, the Dallas Cowboys have signed former Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Luq Barcoo to their roster. This is a significant, albeit under-the-radar addition that could have bigger implications for the defense moving forward. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, this signing raises more questions than answers, but that's what makes it so exciting. There's plenty of potential here, and the Cowboys could be on the verge of uncovering a hidden gem. To understand why this move was made, we first need to take a closer look at who Luq Barcoo is, and why the Cowboys might see something in him that others may have overlooked. Barcoo's journey to the NFL is anything but conventional, and the story starts with his college days at the university. While not a powerhouse school like Alabama or Ohio State, Barcoo stood out as a ball-hogging cornerback with a knack for making big plays. Size, standing at 6'1", allowed him to match up well against taller wide receivers, and his awareness and coverage was impressive for someone coming out of a smaller program. Barcoo was often praised for his ability to track the ball in the air and make decisive plays, leading to interceptions and pass breakups. By the time he finished his college career, Barcoo had already racked up 13 interceptions and 30 pass deflections, earning him a reputation as one of the most dangerous defensive backs in the FCS. Despite his success, Barcoo went undrafted in 2020, but that didn't stop him. The Jacksonville Jaguars initially picked him up as an undrafted free agent, where he was exposed to NFL coaching and competition. Barcoo bounced around a bit, getting looks from a couple of teams before landing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had a strong need for depth at cornerback. However, even though he showed flashes of promise, Barcoo had never quite found a permanent spot in the Steelers' rotation. It wasn't for lack of talent, rather it was the depth and competition at cornerback that made it hard for him to crack the lineup on a consistent basis. Yet, throughout his short tenure in Pittsburgh, Barcoo continued to showcase his ability to make plays in limited opportunities. His high football IQ and ability to read the quarterback's eyes were evident in his time on the field. And even though he didn't log a ton of playing time, those who watched closely saw a player with raw talent just waiting for the right system and the right coach to bring it all together. Enter the Dallas Cowboys and defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who has made a career out of getting the most out of his defensive back. Quinn has built one of the most opportunistic defenses in the NFL, and he knows what it takes to succeed in a pass-heavy league. With the Cowboys' defense ranked among the top in the league in recent years, adding a player like Barcoo could be the perfect fit. Dan Quinn's defensive philosophy places a premium on turnovers, and Barcoo's ball-hawking abilities could make him an ideal candidate to contribute in that area. The Cowboys already have a top-tier cornerback in Trevon Diggs, whose playmaking ability is well documented. But behind Diggs, the cornerback room has been a bit unpredictable, with veterans like Jordan Lewis and Kelvin Joseph still trying to prove their consistency. Barcoo could add a layer of security and competition to a position that's sometimes seen as a weak link on this otherwise loaded defense. There's also the simple fact that cornerbacks are one of the most unpredictable positions in football. They face some of the best wide receivers in the world on a weekly basis, and they're often exposed on national television for a single misstep or missed tackle. That's why having depth at the cornerback position is so crucial. Injuries are inevitable, and with a 17-game season, even the best corners can go down. The Cowboys may have seen Barcoo as a low-risk, high-enrollment player who could provide that extra depth and also step in should the starters need a break. But what makes this move even more interesting is that Barcoo doesn't just provide depth, he could potentially challenge for a starting role. It's easy to overlook him, but if Barcoo impresses during training camp and the preseason, there's no reason, and with Quinn's defensive system, which emphasizes aggressive play and making things happen, Barcoo could quickly find a place in the Cowboys' rotation, either as a nickelback or as an outside corner. Let's not forget the role of the Cowboys' defensive line, which has the potential to be one of the most dominant in the league, led by Marcus Parsons and a strong pass rush can make a world of difference for cornerbacks, as it gives them less time to cover their receivers, increasing the chances of forcing mistakes. If Barcoo can match that energy and use his ball skills to capitalize on rushed throws, he could quickly endear himself to Cowboys fans. The Cowboys are clearly in win-now mode with their sights set on Super Bowl contention in 2025. Adding Barcoo to the roster is a move that makes sense in terms of building depth, but it also reflects the team's broader strategy of constantly improving and evolving. With the defense looking to take another step forward, having a young cornerback with upside like Barcoo could be a hidden asset that becomes invaluable over the course of a long season. Barcoo's signing could also be a signal that the Cowboys are looking to continue building a deep competitive roster in all areas, especially given the challenges they've faced in recent years when it comes to injuries and consistency. Even though Barcoo may not be the immediate headline grabber like a star free agent signing, this could be the kind of move that quietly helps propel the Cowboys to the next level. By providing depth and potentially even a surprise contributor, Barcoo offers the Cowboys something they've always valued: an opportunity to stay one step ahead of the competition. So, what does this mean for the Cowboys moving forward? In the short term, it's likely that Barcoo will enter the offseason program as a backup cornerback, competing for a spot in the rotation. But in the long term, this could be one of those moves that pays off when the team needs it most. Whether it's through added depth or an unexpected breakout performance. It's also worth noting that the Cowboys are a team that's always looking for value, especially in the later rounds of free agency or through undrafted players, and Barcoo certainly fits that mold. This signing speaks to the Cowboys' belief that with the right coaching, he can reach his full potential and become a key part of their defense. It's a low-risk move with potentially high rewards, and if Barcoo can seize the opportunity, we might just see him as one of the surprise stories of the 2025 season. At the end of the day, this is the signing that could change the trajectory of the Cowboys' secondary and help them position themselves for a deeper playoff run. If Barcoo can showcase his ability to get turnovers, cover receivers effectively, and contribute to the overall team chemistry, he could emerge as one of the most valuable pieces of the Cowboys' defense in 2025. This is a move that makes sense not just for the present but also for the future, as the Cowboys aim to build a defense that is not only strong in the starting lineup but also deep enough to weather the challenges of a long NFL season. So, Cowboys fans, what do you think of the signing of Luq Barcoo? Is he the player who could help elevate the Cowboys' secondary, or is this just another camp body with a slim chance of making the roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news analysis and updates on everything Cowboys. Keep tuning in as we continue to follow all the moves in Big D, and who knows, he could be one of the names you'll be hearing a lot more of in the coming months. Go Cowboys!